Well, welcome. Welcome all those who are gathered here. Welcome Norbert's parishioners, family, friends, guests, those who only come to church on special feast days. Special welcome to all of you. We're at our best when we're all together. Wherever you are in the journey of life or faith, you are welcomed at this Church of St. Norbert's today. Now, I have a reputation of talking and giving homilies that are really long. So it's Easter, there's a lot of people here, so I thought I'd really shorten them up today for this occasion and maybe just go for like 15 minutes. So, they're laughing. Tell them it's true. April Fools. Gotcha. Today we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. The one message, the only message of Christianity, really, is that all people come to know the love of God in the risen person of Jesus. This message, this center of our faith, started over 2,000 years ago with people who met him and gave witness to that meeting. And ever since then, people have been giving witness to meeting him in their lives so that we today might consider the possibility of meeting him in our life. You know, there's a term in science called a paradigm shift. And in science, they say it's not so much about logic as it is a breakthrough insight. And when that happens, there's a fundamental change in how you view the world. Once you have that breakthrough insight, you look at the world differently from that point on. That's similar to what happened at the very beginning and still happens today. See, it started in today's gospel. There's this woman, Mary Magdalene, and she's going to the grave of Jesus. She's going in darkness, which is the Bible's way of saying with no faith. She just goes to the grave to visit, maybe to mourn, to sit there in silence and to reminisce about Jesus, kind of like what we would do when we go to a grave. Maybe think about finality and death. But this grave is like no other grave. For what she meets at that grave sends her away in utter confusion and terror, because she met something so new, so novel, so penetrating to her that she could do nothing but run. She had no place to put it. She said, well, they've taken him away. Of course she said that. What else could she think about a dead person? Peter and John, they go in darkness as well. When they get there, they look. And at first they're disorientated as well. What do we do with this? What does this mean? Oh my. Wait a minute. Could it be? Could it be what he said? That he's risen. And faith begins in their life. You see, this event, this encounter of him, turns everything upside down. And to get that is to get Christianity. You see, everything we took to be the case about life and the world, in fact, isn't. Death is not the end. I'd like to end with a little story. I was at a pizza restaurant not long ago watching Villanova basketball final game, one of their final games, and enjoying it because they won, as like last night. And a guy sits next to me, and he's very talkative, nice guy, and of course it gets on to, so what do you do? Okay, I own a small business, I work part-time in the church, and I'm a deacon. Now, I usually get one of two responses to that. The first one is usually something like this. Well, that's very interesting. Now, the other response, which surprisingly happens the majority of the time, is the person turns to me and launches into talking about faith and God. So this guy goes, oh yeah, I used to have faith. In fact, I was in the seminary for 3 years, left. I'm an atheist now. I don't believe in that stuff. I'm happier without it. I said, really? So we had this nice conversation, and he opened up, and essentially his loss of faith was over why bad things happen to good people. So I shared a little bit about that and about life, and his happiness too was not quite there. He was very bright. He was an engineer. He traveled the country doing amazing things. Bright guy, very successful in his career, made tons of money. But you could tell there was this discontent still within him. It's kind of like what Blaise Pascal, the great French writer, said, that all humans are made with a God-shaped hole that only God can fill. And we try to fill it with stuff. But it doesn't fill it. It doesn't work. So we talked and went on about politics and all kinds of stuff. Then at the end I said, his name is Peter, gospel. I said, Peter, I just have a guess. I think that in your journey, you never met him. You never met him. And it was the first time he didn't have a response because he was a sharp guy. He was quiet. So I then did something I've never done in my life. I don't know why I did it. I turned to him in this place, put my hands on his shoulders, looked him in the eye and said, Peter, his name is Jesus, and he loves you whenever you're ready. Friends, Jesus puts his hand on your shoulders right now. He puts your cheeks, his hands on your cheeks. He looks in your eyes and he says, I am Jesus. I love you. Now, I want you to meet me. Now, friends, let us meet him.